Hello, grade 7. How are you? Good? I hope that you are doing great. And I hope that you are doing your homeworks and you are looking at your lessons. I'm sure that you grade 7, right? Okay, we were speaking previously about microorganisms, right? We spoke about microorganisms. We spoke about the 3 kingdoms, which are هي نور fungi kingdom, very good, يلا يا محمد. Monera kingdom, very good, يلا يا أحمد. Protoctista kingdom, very good, يا مبارك. Then we spoke about what? We spoke about decomposers, excellent, and viruses, right? Today, grade 7, we want to speak about living things in their environment. We are going to start it together, living things in their environment. Let's start with this word, ecology. Ecology, grade 7, means what? Who has any information about this ecology? Okay. Eco, grade 7, eco means environment, and logy means the study of. So ecology is the study of living things in their environment. Is the study of what? Living things in their environment. This is the study of ecology. We have key 3 words often used in the study of ecology. They are the key words in ecology. Okay, they are what? Habitat, environment, and ecosystem. And I'm sure that you heard about once. Let's start with habitat. The habitat is the home of a plant or animal, the place where it lives. The place where it lives. A large number of different living things can share the same habitat. They can share the same habitat. All the plants and animals living in a habitat form a community of living things. They form a community of what? Living things. They live together in the same habitat maybe. You can see down at this picture, they are all living in the same place. This is their habitat. They can share the same habitat. For example, in Europe, deer, woodpeckers, oak trees, and bluebells share the same habitat. They share what? The same habitat, which is the woodland. So in the woodland in Europe, I will find deer, woodpeckers, oak trees, and bluebell. They all share the same habitat. Before we start this, you have another example of a community of living things, or a lot of living things that share the same habitat, which is the seashore habitat. You can see it in your book, in your study book, page 67. Okay, figure 5.1. Okay, then I have the other keyword in ecology, which is environment. As we know, in grade 7, the environment is made of living things and non-living things, right? The environment of a living thing is everything around it that could affect its survival. Everything around living thing that could affect its being alive. This is the environment of living thing. And the things that affect plants and animals are called environmental factors. Environmental factors are the things that affect plants and animals. I have 2 environmental factors, abiotic factors and biotic factors. Abiotic factors are factors due to the non-living part of the environment. Due to the what? to the non-living part of the environment, which include temperature, wind speed, the amount of light, and the amount of water available. And all of these things are non-living things, right? So these are factors due to the non-living part of the environment. But the biotic factors are factors due to the living things in the environment, such as what? The amount of food or the number of predators. This would affect the living thing, or let's have example, the animal. This would affect the animal immediately, the amount of food and the number of predators. They are living things that affect this living thing. And the abiotic factors, they due to the non-living part of the environment, and the biotic factors due to the living things in the environment. Then the last key word is ecosystem. You know this word since grade 5. The ecosystem is made up from the community of living things and the abiotic factors. The ecosystem is made up from the community of living things and the abiotic factor together. The way these two parts of the ecosystem react together allows the community to survive for a very long time. The way that they react together. So in the ecosystem, they help each other, right? The reacting together allows the community to survive for a very long time until something upsets the balance between the two parts. Until something that upsets the balance between the two parts. The ecosystem only needs energy. Only needs what? Energy. Almost always from sunlight to keep itself sustaining. They almost or always take this energy from the sunlight. Okay, grade 7. That's it about the ecosystem. Down I have a picture for small ecosystem. It is a pond. Okay. Here in this picture, grade 6, I have these arrows, if you see it. The arrows shows the passing of energy and minerals through an ecosystem. Through what? An ecosystem. As we said, the energy comes from where? From the sun. Then it helps the plant to make its food. Then the food goes where? For the animals. From the plant to the animals. Then after the animals dying, the decomposers will come and decay the minerals and make it available again for the plant. And this is how the ecosystem work. They sustain each other. Okay, grade 7. Now we are grade 7. Let's speak about food chains. And you know food chain. In the food chain, the organism that makes the food is called the producer. And you usually find the producer is the plant because it is the only living thing that can make its own food, right? And the organism that eats the food is called the consumer. The one that eats the food is called what? The consumer. Most food chains are much longer than this one here in front of you. For example, here I have the plant is eaten by wood mouse, then the wood mouse is eaten by Tony Owl. The plant is the producer, right? The wood mouse is the primary consumer, the first consumer of the food made by the plant, and is also called a herbivore. Why? Because it depends on the plant for eating. The Tony Owl is the secondary consumer. Why secondary? Because the second consumer of the food originally made by the plant. The second consumer, not the first one, the second one. Okay? And it's called a carnivore. And we know carnivore because it eats other animals. Okay, grade 7. food chains may be even longer. For example, the plant which is eaten by grasshopper, the grasshopper is eaten by the frog is eaten by the snake, and the snake is eaten by hawk. Okay? The plant here is the producer. The grasshopper is the primary consumer and a herbivore, right? The frog is the secondary consumer and a carnivore. The snake is the third consumer, called what? Called a tertiary consumer. And the hawk is the fourth consumer, called the quaternary consumer. The highest level consumer in a food chain is called the top carnivore. Is called what? The top carnivore. Here are the food chain that we have just spoken about. The plant is eaten by grasshopper. The grasshopper is eaten by the frog. The frog is eaten by the snake, and the snake is eaten by the hawk. I want you to put your fingers and repeat the previous informations. Where is the first, the primary consumer? Where is the secondary consumer? Till you reach the last consumer here, which is the fourth consumer, or we called, you will say it alone. Some animals, such as bears, feed on both plants and animals. They feed on both plants and animals. They are called omnivores. They are called what? Omnivores. An omnivore feeds as a primary consumer when it feeds on plants. When it feeds on plants, it feeds as a primary consumer because it eats immediately from the plant, from the living thing that make the food. And as secondary or higher level consumer when it feeds on animals. Okay? This is the first part of our lesson. I'm gonna continue just a small part, just minutes. Why? Because I want you to be sure that you continue your books, because you are gonna bring it to me on Thursday to check it for you. And good luck at grade 7. Let's meet just in the second video.